Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be reading scary Reddit horror stories because it's October, guys, and we're going to keep posting spooky content because why not? And I got my little all year round Halloween decoration in the background. And I am wearing a new shirt that I just got. It's Ghostface, y'all. Is Ghostface, y'all. Anyways, so I'm going to be reading Reddit stories. And yeah, let's get into it. I had to fix that because I hated it. So, anyways, I went on Reddit and I went to AskReddit and I just typed in scary stories and we're going to be reading some of them. So, here we go. This one is from Meta5. This was posted 14 years ago. So it's an old story, and that's how you know it's gonna be good. Maybe. I don't really have any way to verify whether this is actually a family story or whether it's an urban legend. But here. Alright then. My family has lived in rural Nebraska since they immigrated from Germany in the mid 1800s. Near the turn of the century, disease was pretty rampant in the homesteading area, and it killed off members of almost every family. When someone died from illness, it was time was of the essence in burying them as not to let the virus spread from the deceased to the living. This meant no wake periods. Yikes. That's crazy. It's crazy how much time has changed. Like, now, whatever they had, we could probably cure it because we have modern medicine, which back then they did not. So an aunt of some unknown number of greats preceding her relationship to me dies of some disease and she gets buried in the family cemetery on the homestead. The dogs were very fond of her, so it wasn't too surprising that after the funeral, the two dogs stuck near the grave. Guys, we don't deserve dogs. We really don't. We don't deserve pets. Like, cats and dogs. Like, they're both cute. Like, people are like, are you a cat or a dog person? Both. But I love cats more. I'm a cat person. But both. I love dogs too. Like, hello? And my cat's meowing because she wants to go in the other room. Anyways, the rest of the family began to think something of it. A week and a half later, the dogs were still visiting her grave almost consistently. But they weren't just at the grave. They were visibly distressed, frantic, and often barking while there. That's how you know something's wrong. That's how you know something is wrong. When the dogs or the cats, it's usually dogs, they usually pick up on stuff. Uh, Cats do too, but mostly dogs pick up on paranormal stuff. You gotta believe your dog. There's two different things. Two different things you gotta believe when it comes to ghosts. Your dogs and children. And I'm talking like toddler age children because they, like, I've heard from the grapevine that kids, their third eye is open. Their third eye is open and they know everything and they see things and it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, this goes on for maybe 2 weeks when the family decides to check it out. They dig the casket up and open it. Okay. The deceased hair has been pulled out. Her fingers are raw and bloody and mangled from where on the inside of the casket door they can see deep scratches in the wood. She was comatose when they buried her. She came to while underground. spending probably her last 5 or so days alive, buried in a casket. They buried her alive. Alive. See, here's my thing. Here's my thing. So this happened in like the 1800s, right? Because of a virus, okay? Y'all, I don't like this. I don't. I'm just saying. I don't like that. That's scary. Somebody said that they think she would have died sooner, shortly from asphyxiation. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I don't know how to pronounce that word. That's a big word for Elmo. This is from Doctor underscore Octagonopus. Okay, and this was also posted 14 years ago. Okay, so this is 100% true, even though most people tell me that this is that when most people I tell in real life don't believe me. When I was really little, my parents would let me stay up late on the weekends and watch TV until I fell asleep. I really loved these times and I would stay up later than anybody else just because I could. Well, one night I was almost asleep on the couch when I heard a noise from our front porch. It was the sound of our old fashioned porch swing moving back and forth. Could have been the wind, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little scared, so I crept toward the bay window of my living room and peeked out toward the porch. Sitting on my front porch swing was an older woman, probably in her 50s, wearing nothing but a nightgown, covered in blood, and holding a huge kitchen knife. That's crazy. I flipped out immediately and ran screaming into my parents' room, but was too terrified to form words. My parents saw that I was upset. When I finally was able to tell them what I saw, my dad got really angry and told me that it was just a dream and to go back to bed. I refused and I kept crying and screaming until I had had enough, until he had had enough, snatched my arm, dragged me towards the front door to prove nothing was there. I kicked and screamed all the way, trying to make him stop, but he kept pulling me. Finally, we got to the door. He unlocked it, swung it open, and said, "See, there's nothing that." To this day, I have never seen the look of fear and shock that was on his face when that woman turned and stared at both of us and slowly stood up with the knife. My dad slammed the door shut and got my mom to call the police while he went and got his gun. He went back to the door with a 12 gauge and cracked the door enough to stick the barrel out. He asked her what she was doing, and she said, "Somebody killed my husband, but it wasn't me." My dad told her that the police were coming, and she freaked out, grabbed a knife, and walked away. The police found her 15 minutes later, trying to break into one of our neighbors' houses. I never slept in the living room again. Nah, that sounds like she did it, and she's just a crazy lady. That's what that sounds like. And here's the edit. Oh, yeah, I forgot that after she left, my dad called and warned my crazy uncle who lived next door what was happening. Apparently, he was waiting on his front porch with his shotgun when she walked by. He pointed it at her and said, "Keep moving." "Keep moving, bitch." Update: I just talked to my mom, and she said that they never found out the whole story. But apparently, she was crazy and off her medication. Her and her husband got into a fight. She tried to attack him with a knife, but didn't seriously hurt him. When he got out of her house, she cut herself with a knife, either trying to commit suicide or to make it look like her husband did it. The police were never talked to us about it, so that was just what we heard from the woman's neighbors. Okay, that's crazy. No, because I believe it. Like, if somebody told me this happened, I would believe it. Because, like this other person said, most people won't believe this. I thought you were going to tell us something about ghosts or demons, but this seems legit. Also, there are crazy people on this earth. And, like, deranged people like that who live on this earth. Like, so, I mean, I would believe it. Anyway, guys, I feel like that was the perfect video to do today because it's raining outside. This shirt is so comfortable. But yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a big old thumbs up. Comment down below anything you want to, and I'll see you all in my next video. Happy October, guys, and don't forget to stay bananas. Bye-bye.